But it's official. The time for leaving the island is upon me. I had such a lovely time here on Galiano the last 3 days, but it is time to move on. Today, I'm taking a ferry back to the Schwartz Bay terminal, where I am picking up my good friend Ryan Barnes, who's going to be performing with me over at the Duncan Showroom tonight. Duncan Showroom, one of my favorite venues I've ever played at. So it is time to hit the road and make our way over there. Gonna be a fun day. Alright, I have made the boat, which is good considering it's pretty much the only boat. And now I wait. I am now on board. I'm on the Main Queen again this time. We're just about to push off and say goodbye to Galiano Island. What an amazing little trip we had on the island. Shame to say goodbye. I always thought it was funny that they load cars on both ways. It's so complicated. Of course, this is one of those ships that makes multiple stops. I believe we're stopping over at Main Island before we hit Vancouver Island. This will be our last view of the mainland for a while. Goodbye to my home area. See you in about a week. We are now arriving and taking on a few more passengers here at Main Island, our one and only stop on our way towards the Victoria area and ultimately Duncan. Maine is another island that, just like Galiano, I used to spend quite some time here as a kid. Well, at least a couple of vacations were spent here. I remember this island being, even more so than Galiano, being just covered in deer, which was pretty cool. Yeah, I'd love to do a gig someday at Main Island. I assume they have a couple of pubs on the island, and not on this trip, however, but that's fine. I've got an action-packed tour schedule ahead of me anyway. We sure have seen a lot of the old Queen of New Westminster on this trip. Gone back and forth beside it like 10 times. I love that boat, though, as it's the oldest full-size BC Ferries vessel in operation, at 55 years old. This one is only 1 year newer, though. They're both mid-60s ships. I know I've said that a few times in the last few days, but I assume most of you don't watch every single episode. Except you, Mom and Dad. But that's fine. I appreciate it. From a distance, I was trying to figure out what ferry this was. And then I understood why I couldn't identify it, because it's actually a C-span commercial ferry. Neat. I know they often use the same berths as the BC Ferries one, so I wonder if they have a deal struck out with them or something. We also have one of the newer small-scale island-class ferries way off there in the distance. Kinda reminds me of the Island Sky, which I'm sure we'll be traveling on for the Earl's Cove Saltery Bay section of this tour next week. Or rather, this coming weekend. I'm really not confident as to why this pleasure craft... Oh, now they turn away. It really appeared like this pleasure boat was attempting to cross in front of us, and we did have to stop. Not sure what's going on in their skulls, but that's fine. I'm on a tiny little ferry, and I'm slightly embarrassed by how long it took me to find my car. Whoops. I have picked up my good friend Ryan Barnes.
Hello.
We are here at the Duncan Showroom. I've only been here once myself back in May, but I'm just showing him around this wacky, crazy, but fantastically lovable place.
So this is my first time here, and the interesting amalgamation of all of these items. There are so many adjectives and big $3 words to use for these things. It is insane. It's so eclectic. There's this machine that does whatever between water and electricity and pulleys.
Yeah.
as well as a How to Train Your Skunk book over around the corner.
Yeah, I saw that.
And pretty much everything in between, if you were to put those two things on a scale of some sort.
Yeah,
So this place is amazing.
I know. My parents were very ashamed of me when I said that this is what I want my house to look like. They're like, "No, you don't, Graham." And I'm like, "Yes, you don't know me at all."
Viewers see you too.
Oh, it's me. Hello. Lighting's not all that good though. I think this is the new coolest thing I found here so far. A old school microwave that Ryan was telling me gives you cancer.
My grandpa had one of these, and in the manual it said safe operating distance is 3 feet away.
Oh my gosh! So I guess radiation just leaks through the door.
Yeah, and then you consume what you cook in. Right next to the fun shoes.
Right next to the fun shoes. Awesome.
So if you look at the bottom half, it actually matches up.
That is quite the coincidence that you've just found.
This is the musician heaven or hell or something. Purgatory.
Yes, the musician's
purgatory. You have to learn each of the instruments here in order to leave.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, the reason the lighting's not all that good is because we did show up 5 hours early.
A little bit early.
A little bit early, yeah. Mm-hmm. But in my defense, there was only one boat off the island. I was a little scared because if I missed that boat, the next sailing was at like 6:45, and I was like, "That's gonna be a little tight. Not gonna work."
Yeah.
But I made it, and I'm happy to be 5 hours early rather than late. So
we're gonna go find the best food in Duncan, which is gonna be at hopefully the restaurant we end up at.
Yes, we'll see. Ooh, the Cowichan Valley Museum. I wish I'd known about this place. I would have showed up a little earlier. It would appear to me to be formerly the Duncan train station. They've got an old Canadian National Railway caboose there, as well as some totem poles as well. That is so cool. I am only assuming it's a converted train station, but if it is, awesome. Literally just stumbled upon this place. The Green Door House and Gardens, built by Samuel Robinson in 1903, and is now home to the offices of Alistair McGregor, the Member of Parliament. I assume that's current. I have no clue. Very cool, and like lots of gardens. Wow, yeah. That tree was probably significantly smaller in 1903.
Planted on day one.
Was it? Do you know that, or are you just guessing?
I'm sure there's a plate on it.
If it was here when it was new, which it obviously was, being how huge it is, it was probably certainly not the size it is. It'd be nice to see pictures over the years of it slowly growing.
A climbing tree if I've ever seen one.
Wow, yeah. I like how it like forks into like, this one forks into like a dozen separate tree branches. So Ryan and I were standing here just wondering how cool of a performance space this would be to just play in the middle of this garden. And you came across this.
We did.
It's a.
Go ahead. Yeah.
It's a wall that was erected in 1960. The wall was constructed just so people would stop driving into the garden, but it's become a bit of a pet cemetery, and there are pet names painted on the side. These ones are unreadable.
Murphy, maybe?
Yep, you got Murphy over here, Lucky and Times over here, and a couple others that are unreadable. So this has become a bit of a makeshift pet cemetery over the years.
And what we learned about that cemetery is sometimes dead is better.
Yeah.
I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to hand this over to the star of the night, and then I'm going to come up and play a little bit more after that. But I would like to dedicate this song to everybody. It's a true story. Actually, Dr. Gary, this is a good story about your neck of the woods in LA there. Kind of. Actually, not at all.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air. West Philadelphia, born and raised on a playground is where I spent most of my days. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, and shooting some b-ball outside of school. A couple of guys that were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. Sorry, just memories. Got in one little fight, and my mom, she got scared and said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle to Bel Air." Whistled for a cab, and when it came near, the license plate said fresh and had dice in the mirror. If anything, I could say that this cab, it was rare, but I thought, nah, forget it. Your home's to Bel Air. I pulled up to a house about 7 or 8. I yelled to the caddy, "Your home's, smell you later." Looks at my kingdom, I was finally there to sit on my throne as the prince of Bel Air.
As I said, this is a young guy, kind of impressed us the last time I was here with Leenie. Was it Leenie Bennett? Yes, she was going to be here tonight, but wasn't feeling too as good as she could have. We love her dearly. But she introduced us to this young man, and as I said, he shows no fear when it comes to being on the stage, and he loves to sing. So let's get him on the stage, please. Graham Strang.
I'm going to play a song that I wrote on a piano. No one can see my face now. Hi. I wrote the song on a piano. I play it from time to time, but it's just never quite the same as it is how I originally wrote it on the piano, so I'm going to give it a shot. This will be officially the first time I've ever played this song live in front of people on the arrangement, on the instrument it was originally intended on. English is hard. This is a song I wrote a couple of years ago for my first album I ever put out called 2054. This is a song called Over You, and it goes like this. Yes, it's true, I had this made the day I fell for you, and you would hold it in your arms, and I would too. It's absurd. Who would trample all I had for her? I think I'll have a drink or two to calm my nerves. And if you don't believe it's real, believe it hurts. And if you can't quite understand, it pays to learn that the only time I cried was over her. I can see the fire is burning deep inside of me. It pulls me deep down into hate, most certainly. Where were you? Are you sitting in your house, so pale and blue, wondering why you had to be so evil, you? And if you can't show any love, when will it end? And if you cannot love a man, at least pretend. Because I'm trying just to stop and not offend. But it's the only way I feel without a friend. I've been away for so long, I can't even imagine the way it feels to love someone for real anymore. And if I ever came back, I'm not even sure that I would want to see your face. I wish I could tell you for sure. So if you would treasure this until you're growing old, then I will stay within your heart until it's cold. Don't be scared when you close your eyes. I will always be there, wondering why it's so evil, you. But if you can't, I won't forget to see you through. No, I won't forget to hold on to was over you. Because the only time I cried was over you. Because the only time I cried was over you. Because the only time I cried was over you. Because the only time I cried was over you. Thank you. I've always wanted to do that. What an awesome show that was. Nothing more fun than the Duncan Showroom. There's no venue like it. I said in a recent episode that it's like Disneyland for musicians, and that's really true. It's just, it's so cool. So glad I came back here. Action-packed day tomorrow. I'm going to Port Alberni to Char's Landing for my first time ever playing there. And that'll do it for this episode then. Thanks for watching. In the description you can find a full list of all my upcoming performance dates, with more always being announced. And yeah, also links to where you can find my music, where it's sold or streamed online. Bandcamp's a great place to do that, because you can get my stuff by donation. You can pay whatever you want. You don't have to pay a dime if you don't want to, so that's awesome. And yeah, that's it. Like this video if you liked what you saw, and subscribe to my channel if you've been enjoying my videos thus far. And you can also ring the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a video, which will be tomorrow and most days for the foreseeable future. That's it for this one again. Thanks so much for watching another action-packed vlog on my trip to Port Alberni again tomorrow. Catch you then.